You're listening to Investing for Good, a show that brings you the stories and strategies of people who are investing to build a legacy for their families, create a meaningful and intentional life by design, and impact the world around them. And now, here are your hosts, Annie Dickerson and Julie Lamb.
I'm Annie Dickerson, here with my co-host, Julie Lamb, and we're both busy moms and entrepreneurs out to make the world a better place. And that's exactly what we're hoping to do through this podcast. Now, thank you so much for tuning in. We know how precious your time is, so we're so grateful you've chosen to spend a little time with us here at Investing for Good. And in this episode, we're going to share with you a little bit about who we are, why we created this show, and a little bit about what you can expect. So first, a little bit about us. I mentioned that Julie and I are both busy moms, and we really both independently before we met set out to figure out how to create passive income so that we could spend more time with our families and less time working at our jobs. And so through our research and through our trial and error, we both separately discovered something called passive real estate investing through real estate syndications, which are group investments. And so we set out to not only invest in them ourselves, but also to share with other families, other working moms, how to do this for themselves so that they could also create passive income streams and spend time with their families. And so we created a company called Goodegg Investments. And at Goodegg Investments, we always talk about investing for good, not just for social impact, but also for impact for yourself and for your family. And so that's really why we wanted to create this show. So Julie, tell us a little bit about the format of the show and what people can expect.
Yeah, so the format of the show is really going to be a really casual interview style where it's just you and I talking with the guests that we have on our show, just as we would as if it was just the three of us kind of chatting about what they do and their background in real estate and really just getting to know them. And my favorite part about the show is really just getting to dig in with them on the secrets that they have, right? Because all of the people that we're bringing onto the show they hold these secrets that I think are so central to what has helped us, get to where we are. And so it's really just going to be, chatting with them about their experiences in real estate, their background, and kind of how they got to where they are and their little ninja secrets that they've used to get there. And then I think a lot of it is a lot of the guests that we'll be bringing on the show are folks who are investing in a way that is investing for good, which basically for us, right, essentially means that these are people who are using these investment strategies to do good, like you said, either for themselves or do good in the world, which is so much of what we do in our business at Goodegg Investments. And so, so that's pretty much how it'll go.
And as you listen, you'll hear Julie is so good at digging into the nitty gritty and asking people, but how do you do that? What are you doing in your lives? So you'll definitely walk away with some really tangible strategies that you can put right into your lives. And that's exactly what we hope for with this show. And, I mentioned that we are both real estate investors, but through this show, we're not just going to be talking about real estate. We're going to be talking about all different kinds of investing. We're going to be talking about how to create passive income so that you can live the life that you want. We're going to be talking with entrepreneurs, people who are parents, people who love to travel the world, people who are on their path to financial freedom, and more. And so you can expect one episode a week, and we are definitely going to pack that episode every week with a bunch of juicy content and really good strategies that you can take away right into your life. So, Julie, Now, tell us, why should people listen to Investing for Good? What are they going to get out of this show?
Well, I mean, I think, like I already mentioned, one of the big benefits is that they're going to get direct access to some of the most successful investors out there who we already have some kind of connection with, who are, creating passive income, building businesses, and, learning how to balance all of that. So, building their sort of financial life out, whether that's through businesses or investing, and how they're balancing that with family life, or just with the living a life that is intentional and doing the things that they want to do, right? Whether that's like traveling or being with their family, or following a career path that they may not have otherwise been able to because, money was so much of a concern before. Whereas now with all of this, maybe a side business in real estate or passive income, now they're really able to just kind of like do, what makes them happy, as opposed to, doing what they feel like they need to for their finances and their lives. And, the other thing is that, a lot of the people that I talk to on a daily basis who are looking to get into investing, they don't always have a clear path as far as where they want to take their passive investing to. And they also don't necessarily know, what's possible, right? They kind of think like, oh, this all sounds great, but I don't even know why would I do this? And what does this all mean? And so, our podcast is really going to help folks really see sort of all the different things that are possible when you start to create passive income in your life, and, how that can really be a game changer for you.
Absolutely. And I talk about that story all the time, is how we talk to investors a lot and we ask them, if money were no object and you could do anything you wanted, what would you do?
Right.
And more often than not, people say, that's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
I've never really thought about that before. I should think about that.
Yeah.
And we say, okay, before you invest, let's take a step back and let's think about that first. Let's figure out what your life goals are, what your investing goals are, so that we can work backward from there. And just as you said, this show, through Investing for Good, we're really trying to provide our listeners a buffet of options of people out there who are doing really incredible things. And not only that, but we're going to be digging into exactly how they do it. And I think that's really what will make this show different from some of the other shows out there, is that we're not just going to talk high level about financial freedom and investing concepts, but we're really going to dig into the nitty gritty. We're going to talk a lot about the inspirational stuff, don't worry, but we're also going to dig into the nitty gritty of exactly how people are doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
So now we know a little bit about what the show is about and why people should be listening. So now, Julie, tell us about who should be listening to this podcast.
Yep. So if you're on the path to looking for ways to achieve financial freedom, or looking for other ways to learn about investing, or how do I create passive income, there are many ways to do that. Our podcast is really going to give you the tools that you need, ideas for how to do it, the actionable strategies, which is my favorite part that I love to dig into. We ask the one question towards the end of the podcast that really will give people, something that I think will be something that you can walk away with from every time. And I think that's my favorite part of the show. But, a lot of these strategies and hacks that we share with people are ones that only a small group of people actually know about. I'm starting to realize, right? After I've dove into this world, I thought everybody knows about these kinds of things. And I thought I was the only one who didn't know, but I'm realizing that that's not necessarily true. And that there's a lot, these are, very select people who know a lot about these strategies. And so we bring them on as guests and really give our audience access to that community and the select group of people so that they can, get to the point of achieving financial freedom and also have fun while they're doing it.
Absolutely. And, we know that you're very busy, that our listeners are very busy people. And, just as you said, Julie, only a select number of people know about these things. When I first heard about real estate syndications or whole life insurance or any of the other strategies that we're going to talk about on this show, I was like, what? It's like a whole nother world. And as busy people, it's hard to find the time to really go out there and establish those relationships and to dig through all of that research and that information out there. And so I think that's a big value that we bring, is that we've already done that sifting. We've already gone out and created those relationships. And that's exactly what we're going to be bringing onto this show. So I'm super excited. Julie, are you excited?
Oh yeah, super excited. I mean, I think the thing that's so powerful for me is, a lot of the guests that we have on the show are people that I've built relationships with and people that I've implemented their strategies in my own life. And now we get to, share that with everyone else out there, which I'm just, super excited about, because I think it just is going to be a big game changer for a lot of people out there.
Well, we would love to have you along for this journey. So do us a favor, subscribe to the Investing for Good podcast on iTunes, leave a comment, rate and review, and share with someone you know. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this episode. We are so glad you are here, and we can't wait to have you along for this journey. And until next time, keep investing for good. I'm Annie Dickerson here with Julie Lamb, and we'll see you next time.
You've been listening to Investing for Good, the #1 podcast for people like you who are investing to build a legacy for their families, create a meaningful and intentional life by design, and impact the world around them. For more resources, check out goodegginvestments.com/podcast, and be sure to join the Investing for Good Facebook community. And don't forget to subscribe and give us a 5-star review so we can continue to bring you amazing new conversations every week. Until next time, keep investing for good.